Hello, everyone. I hope we are doing well today. Thank you for joining. And I'm really impressed, I must say. Yes, I woke up seeing a lot of questions around the issue with the data. And I mean, I didn't expect that you guys would have started working on it that early. So nice that you guys are really, should I say zealous now? In fact, someone said he already wrote the queries and then he was confused what I was like, oh wow, I guess the questions are easy. So I honestly think the questions are easy, in my opinion. I mean, it's probably the easiest mini project that we'll be doing in terms of the requirement. So let's start. All right, as I believe everyone knows that we have the data, every file that is needed on our Discord. So we have this. So we have, let me check now. We have a data, movies data. We have a data dictionary. You know what that means by now. We have a business requirement. You'd also know what that means. And then for the first time, we have like a PowerPoint template. So I'm going to be explaining, walking us through everything. And then I believe we'll be able to go from there. Okay. So the common question I've been getting is issue with importing the CSV. So I think a lot of people had that issue. Only one person said he found a way. He used the import data method, and I told him that could cause data loss. So I don't know if he's here in the call, but I would want him to do it using the normal method that we have been used to do. And the reason I did that is because I just needed to also show you something. You know, that's why I did that. So let me show you how we can get it imported and explain what the error means. Okay. So before we go over, let me come to my file. So this is the file that was actually sent. This is the movies data, right? So if you try to expand everything, how many of us have opened it like this? Okay, it's okay if you have not. So there are several ways we can check blanks, right? Right now. Did we talk about one of them? Yeah, you know about count blanks, right? So I can do count blanks. Count blanks of this range, that's from here to here. And then I can see that there is no blank, right? So if I bring it to my, what was that shortcut? Ctrl-Shift-R, right? Or who remember that shortcut of filling to the right? Yeah, I think it was Ctrl-Shift-R. I don't. So if we apply that to the right, to this point, we will see that some columns are missing. So like this guy, there are 77 blanks here. Here there are 2 blanks. Here there are 3 blanks. This is just one way to check for missing data. This one, there are 3 blanks. Here there are 2,171 blanks. I think this is the budget column. And then this is the gross, I guess, the revenue. Yeah, the gross column with blanks. So while we will not be doing a lot on data cleaning, you just use the data like that for now. So when we get to the last, when we get to our Power BI phase, we'll touch a bit more on cleaning. And then for your main project, you will do cleaning. But for now, just ignore I'm just trying to show you something. So you can see now that compared to the data that we have been working on before, there are blanks here, right? Okay. So now let's go to our SQL. When I connect, I want to create a new table. So you're already familiar with this step. So import flat file. So I need to, maybe, okay, let me just show you the error as well. I know this is not going to work straight. This is my file because it is open. So someone was getting this error I think the first or second class. So, I mean, learn to read, I can only say, learn to read errors. It's very simple. Cannot open file because it is used by another application. Someone got this error, I can't remember who, and I told the person, close the file, it's open somewhere. But according to her, she said it's not open anywhere, and I mean, that was surprising. So right now, this file is used by another application. So it means because we've opened it in Excel, this guy is not able to import it. So I need to close it. Okay, and then I try it again. So now it's going, right? So you can see the preview of your file. And then when I go to next, now in the previous ones that we did, probably none of these things was checked. But by default, this guy checked it. I don't have an explanation why I checked it by default, but we'll see. We'll have to come back to it anyway. So now when I go and I click on finish, I have an error, right? So when I click on this error, now look at what it says. It says there is error inserting data into table, error inserting data into table. And then this is the additional information. Company does not allow DB null, that's database null value. So if we check again, I have to open this guy very quickly. So we check our movies data and the company colon, and then I scroll somewhere, I use Ctrl-Shift down. Because there is a blank, of course, you know it's not going to take me to the last page. It's going to be, you remember, right? It's going to take me to the last cell before a blank. So obviously we see that there is a blank. There's a blank in this company side, right? So they are missing data in this company side. So that's what it's saying, that based on our database configuration, which we will check now, company does not allow null value. So it means that what we configured is that we don't want any null value to be in company. Do you understand? So this is more like the way you would want to set your database. For instance, you are collecting, I don't want to mention, your customers are inputting details. Let me just record it in case I mention anything that is not. Okay, your customers are in sales, and in their trying to make order, there are some details that they need to include. They must. If not, you don't want the order to go through, right? You get that kind of logic. So this is a way of trying to, more similar to validation, just trying to ensure that, okay, this place is not missing, that kind of thing, you know, just trying to make you understand in simple terms. So it means that this company, that's what is currently set. So it should not accept any null value. And if you check our data, we have a null value. So in order to reverse that, click on, okay, go to previous. Here, you will see a display says what? Allow nulls, right? Allow nulls. So right now for company, it is not checked. So it means that company should not allow, company and several other colors that are not checked, they should not allow nulls. So if I check it now, I'm saying allow null. Do you get the idea now? So allow that there should be a null value, because we know that there is a null value in our data. So once I click on next and I click on finish, I get another error again. But when I check this error, it is no longer company, it is now another colon star. So if you go to the data, you will see that star also has missing values. Do you understand? So all you need to do again is to come back, look for star, where is star, and then do this, right? And then go again, finish, error again. Now another colon. Okay, I think all the colon is done. So this is a different type of error. But what I would normally do, if it's like a test project like this, I can just check here, allow null, so that in case, just allow null for everything. If I know that there will be null, that in a real-world setting, you don't do this, right? So you have to make sure that the values, is it that it's compulsory to be there? If it's compulsory to be there, then you don't need to allow nulls, but because it's a class project. So we can just do this. Normally I do this to be on the safer side if I'm doing tutorials like this, or I'm working on a random project and I expect null. So when I do that, I have an error now. So this error is different from that one. I'm just showing us how to read errors and how to really understand some things. So this error again is saying that error inserting data into value. So now it says that this is the details about this one. The given value, center national, the cinema, the it's like in French. So this is like a name now. It said of type string from the data source cannot be converted to NVAR for colon 13. So maybe this is on a high scale for now, for many of us, but I would explain. For some of us, I would get it. So if you check, have we talked about data types? Okay, maybe I think we'll touch on that next week, but we did briefly last week. So we have different data types. We have text, that's string, you have date, you have number, we have integers like numbers. So we have different data types. So this guy is saying that if you check, I don't want to open the company now, but if you check the company, you will find this particular value there. This is one of the companies, right? So, but the issue here now is I cannot just copy this guy, but let me open my file again. If you won't understand it, it's not part of the project. I'm just explaining, okay? So once you do this result, I'm just explaining something to you. So don't feel like, this guy started again. Okay, so these are all the companies, right? So if I do my Ctrl+Shift+L now to add filter, and I come here, you will see that these are all the companies. So that particular one will be somewhere here. I think it starts from C. Yeah, somewhere here. Yeah, you just see a lot of companies here. Okay, so what's going on is this. Let me explain what's going on. Let me find the length of this text. You know how to do length now, right? So length, I want to find the length of the characters. So this is 12. Okay, when I take it down, we have different things. So I want to check for all their length. So let me click on this filter here. You see that the length goes from 0. I guess this one that has length 0 means that there's nothing there. And then it goes on to 63. So it means there are some text here, there are some strings here that are up to 63 characters. Do you understand? So some are like 60, 61, 55, and so on. So now let's go back to our database and show you what is going on. Actually, I need to close this because if I don't, we'll have that error. So now, when I click on OK and I come to previous, the data type for company is saying NVAR, which is like variable character, but 50 values. So that's the meaning of this. So anytime you see a data type, I don't know if we'll be doing a lot of it, but anytime you see a data type like this, and then you have a number inside, it tells you this is the number of characters, limit. So you can see that the limit for this one is what? Is 50. So that's why, because we have characters in that company that are more than 50. Are you getting what's going on now? So once I click on, I can change this. So I'm going to use varchar. I can either use 100, since I know that like none of them is up to 100, or to be on the safer side, just use max. So max means like infinity, anyone you want to. Do you get what I'm saying? So you can change this to var max. Of course, you need to do some considerations in the real world settings to make this kind of changes. But again, this is a test project. I'm just trying to explain what those error means and how you can like resolve them. So when I use this one now, so it means that company can even be 100, 200, and so on. So when I click on next and finish, now my data is imported. Do you understand it? So try those steps and then you would have your data. I hope you understand everything that we have done. Do you understand? Okay, yes. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Buchi. All right, Mr. Sam, let's have you. I see your hand up.
Yeah, I just noticed something when you were choosing the data type max, because for company we have varchar and you chose option for varchar. So does it really matter?
Try varchar as well. Okay. So you can I think let me see, varchar versus varchar. So varchar stores non-Unicode or English characters, while varchar stores non-English characters. So if you have, if you remember our, what's the name of this column? Our customer table, there's a particular column like that has one weird character. I don't know if you saw those things. So if you are using varchar, it can accommodate for that. But do you understand what I'm saying? Weird characters like, maybe like something that is not A to Z. Maybe you have like heart, you have like all this kind of thing. So then you will need to use this one. I guess. So. Yeah, special characters, basically. It supports special characters. So like in a column that has, let me see. Okay, we don't have any column like that has anywhere in our data, in this particular data. Okay, yeah, someone said, I don't understand the null value explanation. Go and watch the video. This is not a class, okay? Sorry, I don't want to dwell more. You can watch the video again to understand the explanation, but just follow the step in order that you can get your data on like imported. What error are you getting, Miriam? Is it different from the one that we got or something else? Is it the same as the one we got?
When I change it to VACHA and put marks, it was asking me to insert data and the result was error. I want to screenshot and send to you now.
Yeah, you can screenshot and send. I hope you have sorted for null first.
Yes.
Okay, screenshot and send on Discord. I would answer that. So let's continue because we need to go very fast now to explain the project. All right, so now if you've done those steps, you should have your data in your tables now. Okay, so I have mine. This is the movies data. Okay, so let me just do a quick query of the movies data to see how it looks like. And yeah, there we go. So we have our data here. Okay, so let's go to the requirement. Let's check the dictionary first. So in the dictionary, I think this is an error. So probably the first time they added the data on Kaggle was because I downloaded the data from Kaggle. The first time they added the data, okay, yeah, from 1986 to 2016. So I guess this is the amount. But of course, as we'll later see, I think we have data now to 2020 or 2021 itself. So it's actually more than 6,820 movies. There are, I think, about 7,000. So just so you know. So, and each movie has the following attributes. So these are the columns. So every column that you see here, of course, you already know what a data dictionary is now. So you have your budget. It means that this is the budget. Look at it. It says some movies don't have this, so they appear as zero. So some movies don't have budget. These are things you need to be aware of. Okay. Company. So this is like the production company. For those of us that watch movie a lot, you know what that means. The what's their name now? There are these popular ones that I don't watch movies, but I know there are two main guys, D something and Marvel or something like that. Yeah, whatever. You know them, yeah. So production company, and then the country of origin. So director, this is the director, Jen. So this is like maybe action movie, comedy movie, and all of you will see them. Then gross means revenue of the movie. Okay, so this is like the total amount that this movie generated. I only realized right now while we're doing that this gross also has missing value. But it does not matter. For the sake of our project, let's just continue. So you still do your analysis like that, even with the missing revenue for some movies. And then we have the name of the movie, of course, and then you have like rating of the movie. So you have several ratings. You can check them yourself. And then you have release date. So inside of this release date, you have the date that this movie was released. That's the year, month, date. And then there is something that I will touch on. I will be back. So we have runtime. It means the duration. Score means the IMDb user rating score. We have the number of user votes for the rating, I guess. And then the star actor or actress. And then you have like the writer of the movie. And then the year of release of the movie. So those are really clear. So two things I just want to draw attention to. The first one is the country of origin. And then there is release. I noticed that there is a release in the country. Okay, so at first I thought they were the same, but I realized that for some countries, it is not the same. For instance, this one, we have released. This is the date of the release, right? And then we have United States. And then in the country of origin, we have United Kingdom. So I'm like I said, I'm not a movie person, so I don't know what that really means. So, but I'm guessing that, okay, maybe they produced the movie in a particular country and then they released it for another. I don't have that explanation, but what matters is that in your project now, you will need both of them. Okay, so where it is country of origin, I specified it in your project, in your requirement, that country of origin. And then where it is released, the one I want you to use, the one for released, I will also specify there. Okay, so I don't know what they mean in real life, but just follow the requirement. So what this means is that you need to extract this this country from here before you can use it, except you want to use it with the date anyways, if you want, I mean, if you can. So what you need to do, you need to extract this. How are you going to extract it? I don't know. You'll find that yourself. We've done a lot of things on that. So extract this, the countries in this released column somewhere, and you can call it released country or country of release, anyone. And then this country that you have there, originally is the country of origin, just as you saw in the business requirement. So you have 2 country column now. I hope that is clear. Okay. So once that is clear, let's go to the requirement. So the first requirement, I'm going to be demonstrating a project where one how to answer this, just one, and then, well, let me share the requirement with you. So the first one is that what are the top 3 ratings for movies released in the United States? So I said you should Google how to do top N. I know I did not teach you last week. I was going to teach you, but we only had 3 options in the example that we said. I ignored it. So just check Google how to do top N. So what do I mean by top N? So this is the idea. I have like okay, let me do this very, very quickly, very, very quickly. So let me select from, what's the name of that table now? Movies. Okay, so I want to select the gene, and then let's assume I want to see the average runtime budget. Let me do budget, sum of budget, even though it doesn't make sense, but let me just do sum of budget. Okay, so with this query work, let me test if you still have your, with this query work, nobody's talking.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, this query will work like this. Okay. I prefer not to speak. If I speak, okay. Now I know the people that will be asking me questions in the class for our project. All right. So now we have this, right? So there are a lot of gene here. There are a lot of them. So I don't want to see everything. So I just want to see like the top 3. Okay. So let me order in descending order by gene descending, right? So when I run this query now, it's in the order. So I want the top 3. Okay. So I want 1, 2. Why is this guy there even though it's not? So you might have to take away null. If I were you, I would take, okay, because I ordered by gene anyways. So it should not be ordered by gene. It should be ordered by this guy, by the amount, right? So that was the wrong thing. And nobody corrected me. It's okay. Or maybe you don't understand what I want to do. So now these are the top 3 guys. Who is that user PC? Can you delete that comment? Let me see if I can delete from it. Send you. So you people should find out you can do top 3. So what I'm interested in is 1, 2, 3. That's, for example, in a question that I asked you top 3 now. So I'm interested in only 1, 2, 3. So go to Google, find out how can I do top N. Top N means N can be any number, right? So it can be 3, it can be 4, it can be 5, it can be 10, and so on. So once you find that out, when you do it for the first question, you'll be able to do for others because we have a couple of them. Like here we have top 10. So it's still the same thing. So just change the 3. Once you do it for this one, you change to 10. So here, what are the top 3 ratings for movies released in the United States? So I don't know how you do that. Top 3 ratings. We are dealing with ratings. So what do you do with the ratings? Do you add them up? Do you count them? Over to you to find out. I think there was a question like that last week, right? So for that, you see continuity. That's why I insisted that you must be doing all the project because it's continuation. Someone cannot just come and do this rating. If you ask me rating, I will know that you did not do last week. I will not even answer you. So you see now. So that's for this one. So find out. Then what are the top 10 companies based on the number of movies? So this one is even clear, like number of movies. So you should know how to do that. So top 10 companies, right? So what are the top 10 companies in the United Kingdom based on movie revenue, right? So again, based on revenue. So Really mistake here. It should be countries, not companies. Sorry. This one should be countries, not companies. Okay, yeah, it's correct. Sorry, it's correct. So the top 10 companies in the United Kingdom. So the United Kingdom here that you'll be using is the released country, not the country of origin. Do you understand? So it's just like you're looking for the top 10 companies in the United Kingdom. So, but the United Kingdom you'll be using that's why I put released country. So is the country colon that you have extracted now that you'll be using for this to pick your United Kingdom. Do you get the logic? Yeah, I hope you do. So what are the top 10 countries? What are the top 10 companies in the countries that begin with high based on the movie revenue? So this one also you will use the released country. Are you getting? You will use the released country. I did not specify it here, but you also use the released country here for this one. So it means all the countries that begin with I, you will check them from the released country column that you have created. What is the average movie time for movies in France and any other country that contains Germany? So you would, I'm just tipping your head. There's Germany, there's West Germany, because this data goes to like 1982 or far, when we still have the USSR and all of that. So those times. So you have to make sure that you are looking for France and not only Germany, but any company that contains Germany. Chema, are you just joining the class? That's the only reason why you can ask me what I mean by release country, because I explained it, right? Okay, I will explain again. Just remember, I will go back there when I'm done with this. So as a single analyst, what is the average movie time for movies with the title that contain love? So maybe you're an analyst and you're single and you are looking for love. So we want to see, okay, what is the duration that the average movie that their title contains love, those kind of things. So you're looking, you get the idea, right? So look for the movie title that contains love, and then find the average time for that movie. So which company has generated most revenue? So that's like the first question. So you need to find the company that has generated the most revenue. And then once you find that company, you are now going to find how much they made in 2018 only. So first you find the company that has made the most revenue. Once you find the name of the company, then how much did they make in 2018? Number 8, which stars featured in most movies? So there's a column for star, like a movie actor, the actor, actress. So which stars featured in most movies, and what are the top 3 movies? Movie type he or she has acted in. Sorry, this should be movie type. I was sleeping when I was doing this. Sorry. What are the top 3 movie types? Okay, movie genre, that's like maybe action movie, this movie. So I can update this requirement and re-upload on Discord so as not to cost. But it should be movie. Let me write it now. So in case you are watching the video, it should be movie genre. I want for text. Let me add it here. Movie genre. Okay. So in case you are seeing it in the video, so it should be movie genre. So what are the top 3 movie genre he or she has acted in? And this one also should be released country. All right, this one. Which movie genre is most popular in India? So here you are using country of origin. Do you understand it now? So which movie genre is most popular in India? So, and then for that particular genre, what is the average revenue generated for that genre in India? So again, the India here will be from the country of origin, not from the release country. I hope you get it now. And then the last one, which is like the most interesting for me. So how many movies start with a consonant letter? So I mean the title now. So consonant letter. You know what consonants are? If you don't know, you can Google. So how many movies start with a consonant letter? So I feel like I want to help you here a bit. So there's a link here. So if you check on this link, it takes us to W3 schools. You want to come to somewhere here. This is what you need. I mean, if you find a way to do it on your own, it's okay. But I'm recommending, I want you to try out this method. So use this, check how this is used. Read on it. Okay? If within 2-3 minutes, you understand. Try to see an example how it is being used. So this can help you easily solve that question fast. Except you want to stress yourself using another method. Yeah, you can use another method, like I said, but it would be nice to see this. If you can use this specifically, it would be nice, because I want you to know it. That's why I included the link. I want you to know this particular syntax for it's part of your wildcards. So I want you to know it. That's why. So if you can use it, use it. I know there are other methods, but if you can use this one, use it. But if you cannot, then use the other one. But the link is there, so try to use this char list wildcard. So you get the number of movies, how many movies. So it's also like the number that are starting with consonant. So PS country colon is different from the country extracted from the release colon. Okay, as you already know. So, and then anytime I ask for a number, maybe in a case, maybe for, I don't know, maybe there are some numbers that are in decimal, I'm not even sure now. But in case there are anything like that, please convert them to decimal place. That's the meaning of this. Because like last week, I remember some people, their rating was like 6.78. No, anytime you have something like that, just make it 2 decimal place. It means that 2 numbers after the decimal. Okay. So if you want to, is there anything like that in this place? Let me check, sir. Because when I wrote it, I just assumed that maybe there will be something like that.
Yes, there is.
Oh, okay. So for the score, all right, good. So when you do that, just round it up to 2 decimal place. Find out how you can do that using Google. What method? Find out how you can do that. Check online, say round up to 2 decimal place SQL. It will give you the value that you will use. Yeah, so let me take Chiyoma's question again. She was asking about where is the release colon. So this is where is the release country. So if you check the release colon, you will see that we have the release date, and we also have there's a country that is inside of it. And for me, I thought maybe it's the same as the country of origin, but for this first one now, you can see it is different. So the country of origin is United Kingdom. The one here is United States. So I'm meant to believe that they are different. So here is like, maybe this is the country they released the movie. This one is like the country that they produced the movie. I'm just guessing that, but I don't even care. So what matters is that anytime I need you to use a country from here, it will be there at the release country. If I need you to use country from here, it will be there as country of origin. Okay. So, but for you to use the country here, you need to extract it out first. Okay. And by now, I believe you know how to do that. To extract the country out from here. I should have even asked for the query self for that extraction. Yeah, because I don't trust some people are smart. They can go and extract this thing in Excel and recopy. Yeah. So number 11 question. Yeah. So number 11, I would put your query for that extraction. You put it as number 11. I know some people, I know them, that they can do that. So I want you to use SQL to extract this thing out. All right. So let me show you. So that's that on the requirement and the dictionary. So the last thing is this one that you saw. Okay, so here, so this is how you're going to be presenting your work. All right. So for each of those questions, okay, for each of those questions, as soon as you finish them, so let me run this guy again, for instance. So as soon as I finish this guy, now I will create a table out of it. Okay, I'll create a table out of it. So you can give it a name. You give it a name that can easily help you to remember. Maybe you can call it question 1. If it's question 1, just give it a name, create a table, give it a name, and then export it to Excel. So it means that you have the same file or the same Excel file, you export everything inside that same Excel file. So you have about 10 tables now that you will create. It's not ideal way of working, but I just want us to master that creating. I told you the last time, right? So you create tables for each of them, each of these values that, each of these queries, right? You create this thing for them, and then you create a table for them, and then you go over to Excel, you bring them in Excel. So for this one now, let me use this one as an example. Okay, so should I quickly create the table? Okay, I don't have time to create the table. So let me just copy and paste. If you copy and paste, I will know because you will submit your Excel file too, just so you know. So I will see all the data model. You know, I told you, remember, right? So you know data models now. We'll see all the data models. So if you do copy and paste like me, I will know. All right. So let's assume you have your data here like this. Of course, what I requested for instance, in that my question was top 3. Okay, so you have something like this, right? So you can call this one. This is like revenue. So what I want you to do now, after your query and you have imported, is to create a chart from them. So like this one now that I asked, how many movies? So this is just like a value. So you can use a KPI instead. It will not be a chart. You know how to create KPI. I mean, we did it, right? So it will just be because it's just one value. Okay. But all these top 10, top 3, I want you to create a chart for them. All right. So just use your discretion and create a chart that you believe will be useful. So for this one, I'm going to create a chart. And then so let me assume that this is a chart that works. Okay, you format your chart. You know how to do these things by now. So once you are done with the chart, you copy your chart, you come over to your file. Okay, so you have to duplicate this about 11 times. This particular, here you have to put your name here. And then for this one, you have to duplicate. If you don't know how to duplicate, you right click on it, duplicate. So you have more of it. So here, your chart will be here like this. It's not well formatted because it is like white font and all of that. So I think it will update, it will catch it. The update will catch it. So let me see if I can put this one to white, text options. Let me use black. So I hope it catches it. It did not. So I mean, figure that out. So maybe you change this. Don't change it, but figure out how you can do this. So for now, I want us to see it. So I want to change this guy to shapefile now. I want to change it to something like this. So you can see, so this is your chart here. And then here will be your code snippet. So you copy your code. So either you copy and paste here like this, or you can use that carbon, right? Many of you have used carbon, right? So if I use carbon, it will look better. You agree with me, right? So let me use carbon. I know some of you are still asking how you can use that carbon. So leave the carbon. So you copy your code here. But, and by the way, some of us, the way we use our carbon is somehow because the codes are usually like really long and you barely see. When I showed you, I only showed you because I actually did not want you to see all my code. So that's why I put everything in one place. I want you to go and watch the video. I don't want people to just be copying and paste. So that was right. So when you are using the essence is that you want to share your code. So when you share something that is too long and it's tiny to see, please avoid that. I was going to make that correction. So you use it for something very short and brief, not like really all the code for the whole day. You put it, So something like this, and then you can export. For some of us that have been using it, this is how it works. And then I can, instead of using this one now, I can just bring in that my picture, that my, where is it now? It should be in downloads. This is my carbon. So I can resize it and drop it here. Okay, and drop it there. So this is what you will do. And for the questions, so let's say my question is depending on the question I asked you there. So you name it. So question number 2, for instance, how many or top 3 gen by revenue. If that's the question that I asked, so you put it here, and then that's how you continue. Do you understand? So you do for all of the questions. So in the case that you have a KPI, so of course, it will just be a KPI, you will drop here. Again, you create that KPI from Excel, link it up, when you link the number that you have generated, maybe the total, this kind of thing. So just bring it, draw it here and have your code by the left-hand side. So at the end of the day, you should have about 12 pages now, right? So this is the main page, and then you have 11 pages. Don't forget the last question that I just asked now, which is the code for the substring. So let me include it here. Number 11. Code. Oh, what did I just say now? Code code to extract released country from released colon. Okay, so that would be a code, but that one does not need any tag. So just find a way of creating that last thing and just paste the code. All right. So time for question. That's all. Question? Question? I mean, you guys can attest to the fact that it's quite easy, right? Because those codes, once you just get those codes together, I mean, it's just about the presentation. So the reason for this is I'm gradually also showing you how to use the PowerPoint for presentation, because as an analyst also you need to make slides and all of that. And although there is more stuff that we want us to do from here, but I don't want to overwhelm us. So probably by the next project that we'll have, we'll do more interesting stuff about using this PowerPoint. Yeah, Mr. Funshaw, let's have you. Let's be fast if you have any questions.
Thank you, sir. I didn't understand this part where you say we should. Are you saying we should create we should explore our result to Excel for each of the query?
Each of the column?
Yes, each of the column that we created, yes.
You did not create any column. Each of the question that you answer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Each of the question. So we should explore it to Excel like we did the other day.
Yeah, once you have your answer, the code, everything here, it will be a code that way, right? And there will be a result. So store that result as a table. Even if it's one value, just store it as a table. And then you will now bring it from into Excel. So I want you to just master that step of connecting. That's the whole point of the exercise. It's not really like I like to stress anybody, but if you want to master it, it stays like that. That's the whole point. Number one, master how to create a table. Number two, master how to connect to your database from Excel, and then create a chart also. So
hello, sir.
Please, let's take one by one. Raise up your hand if you would like to say anything. I hope I answered your question, Mr. Funshaw. Okay, I guess so. All right. Mr. Omajeni, please. Sorry about the pronunciation.
Yeah, it's all good. You are correct also. Good morning. Quick one. It's a general question. Maybe I don't think now is the time to ask this, but I just need to ask it. Like if we have a business requirement, now I understand we don't need to cram the code, the query and all that. How can we connect with Uncle Google or ChatGPT to know the code or query, if I'm correct, to apply and start this business requirement? Because the truth of the matter is, after this program, we need to build on all this, find business requirements we need to be working on and all that. I don't know if I'm making sense, if you get that point.
Yeah. Actually, you are not the one to gather the requirement. You are not that's more of the company side, the business side. Okay, so you have very a BA that gives you this requirement. So the requirements are usually something, maybe not straightforward like this, but it's all about what you need to get from the data, right? So that's where your own experience, that's why some of these questions keep coming like this, because it's not straightforward. You have to really dig deep into the data, right? So when we go further, even to Power BI, and eventually in our portfolio project week, you will not even get the requirement like this. And I'm still saying top. In fact, what I wanted to do actually today was that give you the data and tell you to look at the data yourself and bring out stuffs. But I said, okay, let me keep that till next week. So the idea is that you look at data as an analyst, you should be able to ask questions inside of it. I mean, you as an analyst, I'm not even talking of the requirement now. You as an analyst, just look at the data and begin to ask questions. How much did we make? Do you understand? How much? Okay, what? So once you start building that kind of mindset, it can help you to face any requirement that you get eventually. Okay, so for Google does not have anything to do with your requirement. So it's the point of Google, which I've of course always emphasized, you still need to know what to do, right? You need to know what to do. So in case there's something you're missing out on, usually it's all about code. Maybe I don't know the code to use. That's where Google comes in. So you must know, okay, this is what I want to do. And then Google, what code can I use for this? Or what can aid me in this? Okay, so it's interwoven. You need to build your analytical mindset to sharpen it. Like you need to be able to think critically. And I recommend that because this data set is really interesting. I mean, I could really set more than even 50 questions from this data alone. So I would challenge us, even after our project, once we complete, look at data, look at more interesting, ask these questions, ask yourself, okay, in Nigeria now, okay, which movie star is, so how can I get that, right? In Nigeria, okay, it means that, okay, I need to, the same logic here. So that's how you start building your analytical mindset. So Google just comes in mostly for two base questions, most times, two base questions. Like, okay, what do I use to extract? What do I use to join? This kind of things. So, but you must first know that, okay, it's an extraction I need to do here, or it's a join that I need to do here. I hope that answers your question. Yeah. So let's take one. Mr. One, I don't know if that's your name, but
sorry, it's me. Sorry, am I the one?
You are the one that we are seeing. You are one, so you should.
So sorry, Mr. Idris, I'm still having that issue with installing this software in my Mac, but I am going out today to go and get a Windows laptop. That is one. Two, I wanted to ask you if you can just do us this favor to show us how we can extract the table from the SQL database, then to Excel, maybe. And then from here, yes, down to instead of copying and pasting the table, just to refresh our memory.
The video is there to refresh your memory now. Go and watch it.
Okay. Even the extraction, we have the video because okay, no worries.
I cannot spoon feed. Week 3, spoon feed again. No, we are in week 3. Go and watch the video. I mean, it's in the video. No.
Okay, no worries. Even the extraction is in the video, yes?
If you want to watch extraction movie itself, I think it's in the data. You can find it.
Okay, no worries. Thank you very much.
No, the extraction is again, think. How do you bring out something from a string? We did that a lot of time. We did it in Excel, we did it in SQL as well. Have you forgotten?
But I know the Excel very well.
Even in SQL, when you're extracting your username from your email, it's not extraction. It's extraction. So what did you do? How did you know this is where I need to cut it? Please, let's look at it together. Okay. All right. And I hope you find a very, very good computer.
There was this specification.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that in the chat. Sorry, I did this. Sorry about that. Because of time, I want guys to go. It's still
Idris, before we leave, can I?
Sir, can I proceed? Sorry for interrupting.
If you interrupt, I will meet you. Miriam, let's go. You're on this up, I will call you.
No, Idris, one, I cannot load the data. I already sent the error. And two, there was something I noticed yesterday. I wanted to send it to the group chat. After we created, we send the data to Excel. If you save that data, if you open it back, it's not going to bring the information that it was supposed, like the Excel table we did yesterday. Once I import it through SQL and I save it, this morning, as I tried to open it back, it was not bringing in the data that I used to get it. So what are we supposed to do about that? Because you said you need the formula we use in generating that. And that was what I noticed.
So you brought in your data and you saved it, and then when you opened it, you did not find it. There was nothing in the data, right?
the data was there, but the formula that was like the table that was used to generate it, yesterday when we sent the data through SQL, there was a particular note that was showing at the side that if you put your cursor on, it will show you how you generate that Excel sheet.
The connection,
Now, this morning, when I opened the data, there was no connection at all, but the data was saved.
No, I guess it to be there. You just need to reveal it. Don't worry about that. So your data is there. No worries. But I believe it's there. The connection is still there. Okay. You just need to probably go to the somewhere. When you click on it, there will be a contextual menu. Just like it's just like when you were creating pivot table. Sometimes when you click on the pivot, you will not see anything. So you might need to click on something to bring it out. But it's there. At least the data is there. So no worries. About the stuff, I would answer it on Discord. Okay, I don't want to spend more time. So, okay. What group are you? Class group?
Love.
Okay. So, okay, I think I've seen your code. Okay, so I've seen the error. So I will help you look at it later. As soon as we're done with the class.
Sir, please, can I proceed now?
If you're on mute, no. Mr. James. Very quickly, please. We have just a few minutes.
Yeah, sorry. So, good morning, Idris. Thank you. So, for the extracted, the release year that were to extract actually, the release country that were to extract actually, I don't know. So, I was asked. My question is: are we, because like since we have like multiple questions that we have to come back to it, do we alter the table and like update it? Yeah, but like, are we to alter? Okay, oh shit, we did not do data definition, data control, all those. We only did data query languages. sorry. I just realized that like we didn't cover those stuff. Don't worry. Anyways, I would do it my own way. Sorry.
All right, Mr. David, let's have you.
Sir, please, due to some factors, and I would like you to please.
Sorry, we missed you for a moment. Can you please come again?
Okay, please. I would like to know when the submission and deadline for submission. I think I'll need to watch like 2 more videos to cover.
It's tomorrow by 6 p.m.
6 p.m. All right. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
Yeah. So the question Mr. James asked, from what he said, I think I need to address something very quickly. So, when you write a query to extract those country, it will not be stored anywhere. Do you remember? It's just a query, right? So this is what you would do. It means that you'll be creating you'll be creating one more table. So just one more, but that one you don't need to import that one to Excel. So you will need to write your query that will include the extracted country and save that query as a table. So that is now the new table that you will now be working with. Do you get it? So it's just like you will create customers in our during the week we have a customers table, and then we created a customers prep, right? How did we create that customers prep? We joined all the extracted columns to it. So that's exactly the same thing you will be doing. I expect you to do that anyway, but now that he asked that question, I feel I should mention it. So it means you are not using this table directly like that, because if you are using this movies table, you don't have the released country. So you need to first create a column, that column, extract it out, and then together with the previous columns that are there, you can now, just like we created customers prep, so create movies prep too. So that movies prep will contain the extracted column now. So it's not that movies prep that you will be answering your question on. I hope that makes sense. Do you understand? I've lost something for you.
No, it's not clear.
You should understand now.
Not clear, sir.
Okay. When we're doing the customers work, the customer guy, originally we don't have some things like the age, those the username. We don't have those things, right? So we created them, and then we added them to the table, and then we created a new table out of it. That was what we did the last class. So we created a new table called customers prep, right? Right.
Yes,
So
yes,
this time to create movies prep. So that movies prep will contain this, here now we need something. There is something we need, right? Based on our question. We need the colon for country, for the release country. So create a movies prep table that will contain that release country. So when you are now answering your question now, you'll be using that movies prep table, not the movies alone. Because if you use movies alone and you need release country, will it be there? No, but it will be in the release movies prep that you have created. I hope you understand. I mean you should understand that. So we can, I think now we are done. Do you understand? Hey,
I think, sir, what you mean is when we create that separate file for the movies prep, then we add other columns that were in the database to it before we can save it.
You need, okay. You have to create a table before. Okay, this is it. Based on your question now, this particular, all these questions that you have here, are you able to answer all of them from your data, from your movies table? The way it is, can you answer everything? No, you cannot answer this release country now because you don't have that release country colon yet. So what I'm saying is that create a movies prep table that will already have that release country. So be using that one. Create a table before you start working. You know what? Let's make it easy. Create a new table that will contain that release country, that will extract that release country out, and then use, well, you people are tempting me to do this thing.
Sorry, sir.
You don't understand this.
Do you mean that we should export the tables and then go combine it in Excel?
No, oh my God. Who can explain this for us? Anyone?
Can I try, sir?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so what we need to do is we'll first extract the country from the released column, and then it's going to be like an additional table. So we now receive it as, let's say, for example, project prep. So it means this same table that we have right now, we have that same table, but added with released countries.
There will be released country at the side here, like this.
Yeah, so that's what we now use to now work the remaining questions.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now, well understood.
Do you all understand now?
Yes.
Yes, we understand.
Thank you.
Not all.
I think it was taught in the last class.
Yeah, I mean, you will be creating
just,
table. So
you just go back to the last class. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. So good luck with your project. 6 p.m. tomorrow to submit. I'm sure you will enjoy yourself.
Sir, I want to ask a question. Please, can you extend the 6 p.m. so that
your project, we started from 2 hours.
Sorry,
we increased it to 12 midnight.
Sorry, we have
to 6 p.m.
Sorry, there are so many things that so many factors, on ground.
10 hours. We agreed 10 hours in a week. I only take 6 hours of your time during the week.
Please, can we just please? On Sunday we'll go to church and all of that, and this is new to many of us.
So you are calling me ETs? I don't.
No, you are an expert. You are a lecturer. So you are the one giving us this assignment.
What time do you want? What time do you want?
Like a minute before midnight tomorrow, 11:59. At least everybody will have enough time.
Some people still want 3 p.m. Monday.
No, those are experts. Okay, 3 p.m. on Monday.
It's what you want.
I don't know about that. just said.
Okay. We'll do 1 minute to midnight tomorrow then.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you too. Yeah.
Have a great
But
time.
I second that. Me, I'm going to buy a laptop. I never even see laptop where I go use.
Thank you. Thank you.
No
Thank you,
worries.
sir.
I hope you guys have fun doing the project. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, actually, it's quite fun, honestly.
Man, the guy that mentioned laptop just spoke my mind. I'm just speaking to a vendor now. I don't have a laptop. I've not even gone through the lectures. Like, I have to get a laptop.
Yeah, get the laptop. We are here. We are waiting for your submission.
Get to Android.
All right.
Please, sir, don't forget to. Sorry, Mr. Idris.
Yeah.
Can you please drop the specification on the piece for the best team piece?
It's up to you. Your specification is based on your money. If you have, the more you have, the more. I mean,
I don't have money. I already have Mac now.
eh? Let's end the meeting. We will talk on the chat. Thank you so much. Have a great time, guys. Bye.